When asked why they believe in God, many believers talk about the argument from design. Traditionally, it's always been about the human eye. If you look at the human eye, you can see its design. It can't possibly have happened by accident. Well, absolutely right, it could not have happened by accident. So, either it was designed by a creator-designer, or there's some natural process that mimics design. I want to talk about that first one. Is there a designer-creator? And instead of thinking about the eye, which is amazingly complex, I want to talk about the brain, which is thousands of times more complex than the eye. So the argument is, if we see something complex like the eye, it must have been designed. So thinking about the brain, it's thousands of times more complex, so it's an even stronger reason for believing in a designer, isn't it? Oh, but there's a slight problem with that. So what we're saying is, if we see a complex brain, it means it was designed. That's the actual argument. The problem is, God must have a brain which is not thousands of times more complex than the eye, but millions and millions and millions and millions of times more complex than the human eye. But we've said that if we see a complex brain, that must mean there was a designer. So that means God must have had a designer. That's the logical argument. If our brain says there must be a designer, then God's brain, God's mind, God's ability to think must also have had a designer. One final thought. If the mind of God tells us that there must have been a super God who designed and created him, then the mind of the super God must be evidence that there's a mega super God who designed and created the super God who designed and created our God. Oh, which means the super mega God, that mind, that must mean there was a super God who designed the super mega God who designed the super God who designed our God. It's all got too silly, hasn't it? Something's wrong about this, isn't it? I wonder what.
The things that you're liable to read in the Bible, it ain't necessarily